You know, when people think of the word guilt, and they think of carrying guilt forward, they think of it as a negative emotion, don't we? If we feel guilty over doing something, saying something, it's like a negative emotion. And it's true. But did you know that there's no reason to carry guilt longer than maybe a day after something happened? Isn't that fascinating? Do you know that there are millions of people that wake up every day feeling guilty for something they did a week ago, a month ago, 10 years ago? So let me tell you the benefits of guilt, and then I'm going to tell you why you should not have any, or how you can get rid of it if you do. So the benefits of guilt are this. Guilt wakes us up. It tells us that something is amiss, something is wrong, and that's its full purpose. Guilt's full purpose is to help us awaken to the next level of our evolution. That's the purpose of guilt. It's a wonderful, wonderful device that's been implanted in most human beings. Now, I will tell you that there are certain individuals that because of a misfiring in the brain are capable of doing activities, thoughts, saying things, and actions that they carry no guilt with. And that's very true. It's an extremely tiny percentage of the population, but there are some people that because of an abnormal brain function do not have the capability of guilt, okay? But that doesn't mean it's probably you and me. You and I probably have that capability, and it's a good capability to have. As a matter of fact, I think guilt is awesome. It rocks up to a certain point. So what does guilt do? So guilt gives us a tingling in the stomach, oftentimes in the heart, in the chest, that says something is amiss, something that we said, that we thought, that we did is amiss. And I think that that's really healthy. However, as I said earlier, I do not believe that any of us should carry guilt past the day of us doing something that created the guilt. And if we are, it's because we're not taking care of the source. And what does that mean? You may do something that makes you feel guilty. And if you were to rectify that situation on that day, let's say that you took money from your mother's purse and your mom catches you. And the next day you feel guilty. And she says something the next day and you feel guilty. And the next day you feel guilty. And the next day you feel guilty. How do you end that guilt? Is by walking up to your mom and saying, I absolutely was incorrect in taking that money. I feel guilty for the act. I sincerely apologize for that. And now I let it go, Mom. It's that simple. If we practice going ahead and speaking to whoever we have to speak to, going ahead and owning up to the error that we made, we should not carry guilt. Do you know that a number of years ago, I was working with a professional speaker, and he was telling me how when he was a young boy at church, in the contribution box, the collection plate, on his way out of church, he went and took a handful of money. He doesn't remember how much it was. It was a bunch of $1 bills, right? He carried that guilt into his adulthood until one day when he was driving by the church, he went in and went to the office, handed the woman a $100 bill, and she said, what's this for? And he said, you know, I have not gotten out of my head since I was a young boy. I took money out of the collection plate. I have felt guilty my whole life. I need to get rid of this guilt. And that's it. Now, if you're feeling guilty about something you did, you thought, or you said, the number one thing to do is to write it down. Write down your guilt. I feel guilty about X, whatever it might be. The next thing that we need to do is go and owe up to that guilt with whoever it is. If there's someone else involved, whoever it is that's involved, and apologize for what you did, thought, or said, even if it's a thought process. And I'm serious, this will eradicate guilt. Now, you might get spanked, you know, like the person may get angry at you for thinking way about them, or they might get angry at you for saying something behind their back because you talked about them behind their back, or they might get angry at you because you cheated on them 10, 15, 20 years ago. But if you're carrying the guilt from that, it is up to you to get it off of your chest by going and admitting what it was that you did, and then be willing to take the consequence. Their anger, their frustration, and they may say, I'll never forgive you, and that's something they will live with, not you. I want you to think about this sincerely and write down in your life right now, are there any areas that you're carrying guilt? If there are, I'm going to be honest with you. It's ridiculous to carry it forward anywhere past today. Because what does guilt do? If you carry guilt that you can take care of and let go of, it robs you of creativity, it robs you of energy, it robs you of your spirit, it robs you of your soul. It takes time away from your day because on a subconscious level, it's eating you up. Get rid of it. Finally, get rid of it. And if you have guilt over something like an addiction and you don't know how to get rid of it, Ask for help. One of the things that we've done for the last 20 years is help people recover from a variety of addictions. Sexual addictions, spending addictions, alcohol, nicotine, food, you name it. Lots of times addiction creates guilt. You're doing things behind the scenes you don't want anyone to know about and you feel like crap. You feel guilty. See, there's all kinds of, you can work with a minister, a priest, you can work with a psychotherapist, you can work with a life coach, but you should not carry guilt any further than today. Get it out, okay? And start living with passion and energy and the exuberance that you deserve to feel. I really feel bad when people are walking around with guilt, and I hope that I can be one of the individuals that rectifies this around the world through this YouTube video. Take this video and share it with all of your friends and family members. Let them know that guilt is ridiculous to carry because there's an antidote, and that is dealing with it head on. Once we do that, our energy increases dramatically. Let me help you if I can. It's talkdavid.com. Sign up for our subscribers here at YouTube and have all of these videos sent to your inbox, and I can't wait to talk to you again. Have a beautiful day. Bye now.